Oh, New York. Baby monitor? It is the doctor, isn't it?
Now we turn on the lights.
Put the thing in.
Pop the gemstone right in there.
What gemstone?
The gemstone that I gave you, pop it right in there.
That was a gemstone.
Oh, he ate it. Yeah, I think he thought it was candy.
Okay then. Pop it in.
I think he popped it.
It was medicine.
What have you done with it?
Well, he gave me medicine in a glass of water and he said you were a doctor.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I thought it was for my cough.
Oh, you swallowed it.
I really like him. I've seen him in a few things. Shameless. Whoa. Whoa.
God, you need to go some things. The gemstone is giving you what it thinks you want.
Shh.
You're a superhero!
Or was he actually a babysitter? Could that be older him?
Mr. Brock? Mr. Brock? Mr. Brock?
Apparently,
Ah,
we
there
have
he
one more
is.
question.
How's this possible? Kind of reminds me of Arrow. That show on CW.
All clear.
Is he here on the doctor's behalf? But how's he here in the first place? Let's go. Sushi?
It's okay. I'm an intruder too.
Lucy Fletcher, reporter from the Daily Chronicle. Hang on. Why am I telling you the truth?
Daily Chronicle.
Okay, isn't it? Looking for a story.
I think I just found one.
Brains with minds of their own. No one will believe that. This is America.
Oh. Ugh.
Face me.
Maybe not.
Face me now.
The knock.
What is that?
It's not me.
It sounds like
Like someone knocking at a window.
we're on the 100th floor.
Yeah, it's someone that can fly.
Oh my god, he's real.
Who's real?
The ghost.
The ghost?
Masked vigilante, but he's
What?
super.
What's him? It's kind of cheesy, but kind of fun.
And I'm the doctor.
The doctor. I thought we had lots of doctors.
I'm the main one.
The original.
Just promise me one thing. For as long as
Use them
you
for
have
good.
these powers, you will never, ever use them.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Sure. So it was older Grant. Nice.
With great power comes great responsibility. No man worthy of the title leaves a baby alone.
Ah.
How'd you find me?
I tracked the gemstone inside you.
Yeah, her nanny. You got a problem with that?
No, it's just right. Okay, so you are a
Super
superhero,
nanny.
not a nanny.
Well, you gotta make a buck somehow. I mean, you don't get paid for saving people. Oh, you don't have to tell us. Some more.
Is he the new companion
How complicated do you need your life to be?
Well,
who just showed up?
not as complicated as it's about to get.
Yeah.
Look at you. Up again?
Uh.
Did you ever sleep?
Did you have a good evening, Mrs. Lombard?
Oh, well. It was work.
Got ourselves a good old Clark Kent Superman
Lombard's her married name.
situation.
He ran off when the baby came along.
Is that flaw really interesting?
I'm not shy. I just can't stop it.
Can't stop what?
The X-ray vision.
That'll do it.
Responding to puberty.
Hey, Grant.
Hey, Lucy.
You really like her, don't you?
I have X-ray eyes. I like everyone.
But Lucy is your favorite.
Who says?
Enko!
Who are you thanking?
The universe. Somebody worse at this than me.
Nobody trusts anybody without knowing who they are, so you know who he really is. So now you can tell me, who is he? Oh, that's interesting. You don't work for an agency, do you?
Don't I?
You're not used to being spoken to like this, which means you don't have a boss or an employer. So why are you investigating Harmony Shoal? What's in it for you?
I like to keep busy.
So I'm hoping this means I'm getting an interview.
Nice. Panels.
Interview is entirely possible. Discussion of my true identity would put the people closest to me at risk. That is not acceptable.
Fair enough, get that. How about tomorrow night?
I've got a date. A date?
Kind of a date.
Okay.
An interview.
Don't worry about it. I'll look after Jennifer.
You will?
You will?
I'll figure it out. Let me take care of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe the doctor can help. She likes him too.
She's jealous. I'm jealous. 24 years.
Come on. It's time.
24 years.
24 years. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it would be that.
You okay?
Time passes for everyone.
24 years. One night in Dervillium.
No, seriously, are you okay?
I'm always okay.
Oh. I'm the doctor.
Just get on with it.
You cut me out of Hydroflex because you were worried you'd be lonely.
Oh.
We both know why, don't we?
Mrs.
Okay, Grant.
Lombard?
Let's see how you pull this off.
Nice.
You look surprised.
No. It's just that, well, normally you wear the little red dress when you're,
This is business, Grant.
She wants to make sure he knows that.
I won't be late.
I really like this actor.
Hi.
Duh. There's a red dress.
He's not supposed to be using those powers. He made a promise.
What, like the Time Lord promise never to interfere in the affairs of other peoples or planets?
I glued your head back on. You should have a little bit more respect.
Japan. I don't know if I like him so far as a companion. He's alright. But I kind of asked for it, didn't I?
well, basic flying, basic super strength.
Basic X-ray vision. Is that ever tempting?
Adolescence was difficult.
In what sense?
It went on a lot longer.
How much longer?
I'll let you know.
With respect, Miss Fletcher, there aren't too many guys like me.
There aren't too many guys like Grant either.
Oops.
You okay?
She just realized. Like, truly realized.
And he was supposed to be on a date and he canceled it. And you know what's really bugging me about that? Who is he dating? Why is that bugging me? Why do I care?
Oh.
I even lied to him about this dress, but I don't think he's ever told a single lie to me.
I mean...
Not once. About anything. Not once.
That's very commendable.
Interesting retro future design.
Rubbish, isn't it?
Don't touch anything.
I know you miss her, but couldn't you just write a poem?
Oh, great shot. That's your Grant. That look. There's always that look. Love the color grading here. The green.
But I realize in many ways it would have been better to have mentioned something about this earlier in the evening. But please, don't slap me.
She's about to kiss you.
I'm holding a giant bomb.
I think it's sweet that he calls her Mrs. Lombard. Charming.
I think I prefer you in your superhero costume.
Ah. Aww.
If Jennifer's still downstairs!
You're the nanny. Oh. That'll do it. So they might be a part of Series 10.
The world will be fine. I've been away for a while, but I'm back.
You were away?
24 years.
Yeah.
What a night.
Ah.
Where'd you go?
Wrong question.
Who?
What was her name?
Oh.
Things end. That's all. Everything ends. And it's always sad. But everything begins again too. And that's always happy.
Endings and beginnings.
Be happy.
Oh.
I'll look after everything else.
I love that.
No, don't.
I love that.
Her name was River Song. They were together for a while and they were very happy. And then she died a long time ago in a library.
You sure he's gonna be alright?
He's the Doctor.
He's always all right.
He's very brave and he's very silly. And I think for a time he's going to be very sad. But I promise, in the end, he'll be all right.
Okay. Okay, Nardole. Guess I'll be seeing much more of him.
You never explained. Who exactly is he? Doctor Who?
Dr. Mysterio.
Doctor Mysterio.
That was sweet. That was sweet. I like how it wrapped up. I love the little thing Grant and the Doctor had. Okay, so the return of Dr. Mysterio, the Christmas special. And apparently it's been a year in real life, essentially, since The Husbands of River Song aired. So yeah, that's really quite the break. And essentially there must have been a lot of pressure on this episode, right? Coming back after such a long time. There's expectation, there's a lot of hype, excitement, right? After essentially a year-long hiatus, apparently. So yeah, a lot is essentially riding, or was riding on the shoulders of this episode. I'm assuming, at least. Listen, folks, I'll be honest, it's a bit of a slog. There's certain elements and certain dynamics, character dynamics, and wholesome relationships, even, that are like the redeeming qualities of this episode for me specifically. Again, this is going to be a subjective thing, because the main component of this episode, the plot and the themes, for the most part at least, it's the superhero approach, really leaning into that, and that's just not really my cup of tea. It just really isn't. And it's really super tropey as well, right? I mean, it takes a lot of inspiration from Superman, Batman. It's a mashup of all kinds of these stories, right? Spider-Man, of course. But also in terms of Superman inspiration, I think it's taking a lot more, or mainly, from the classic Superman films, Christopher Reeve. And then, of course, you see inspiration from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man specifically. And, in this case, you have Grant portrayed by Justin. I had to look the name up. I know the actor. I've seen him around. I like him. I really do. And I think he does a great job here, actually, in both roles. I think he actually slots in perfectly for that specific role. The double life, the challenges of it, right? The risks of it, all of that. I just felt that it's a really wholesome character, Grant, as a whole, right? And then, of course, the Doctor played a major role in his life, perhaps the most substantial role in his life, because at 8 years old, the Doctor unknowingly, or, by a mistake, essentially, grants Grant, I don't know, his wish of being a superhero, right? And it sticks for exactly 24 years. And I do love that detail about, it being 24 years, because he was 8 around the time he met the Doctor, and now he's 32, right? As he confirms. And then, of course, he tells him, I've known her for 24 years. So I thought that was a beautiful touch, right? The Doctor's been gone for that amount of time, and I suppose in that time, at least in New York or around that area, Grant's been taking care of things, right? The Ghost specifically has been taking care of things. But yeah, the Doctor's back now. But I do think that the final few moments of this episode are really quite beautiful. Beautiful. It's like this bookend, isn't it? Right? Endings and beginnings. And essentially, I think it just encapsulates the experience of being a Whovian, of being the Doctor, right? Just his life as a whole. This is how it is. Everything ends and it's always sad. But everything begins again too. And that's always happy. Be happy. Beautiful moment. Again, like I said, it just kind of captures so many elements from the audience's perspective, from the Doctor's perspective specifically. So yeah, perhaps this underpinning deep sadness is going to kind of continue into the next phase of the Doctor. Sorry, not the Doctor, the show, into series 10, right? At least perhaps for the first few episodes. And of course, that is realistic, right? It's not as if he can just get over it, right? And you see that shot at the end. And of course, Matt Lucas's character, Nardole, who makes a return here, yeah, he said as much. Yes, for a time, he's going to be sad. but eventually, at the end of the day, he'll be okay, right? And that's this constant. He's the doctor. He's always okay. There's always that underpinning sadness in that statement. But yeah, speaking of this new potential companion, Nardole, who makes a return, surprising return, from my perspective at least. I thought he's just meant to be there as a guest, as a guest star or character in the last Christmas special. And I'll be honest, he didn't really leave much of an impression. His character was really quite thick, I think. I didn't really care much for him, to be completely honest. I actually even thought at moments that character is really quite annoying. But here in his return, he's not as thick, right? He's actually quite helpful as a companion. And the Doctor certainly likes to believe that he brought him back for that reason, that he can be, an assistant, that he can assist him, that he is competent in that manner. But of course, Nardole retorts, no, that's not really the reason, is it though? You brought me back because you felt that you'd be lonely, right? And of course, there is that association with River Song, right? Nardole did know River Song for a time at least, right? So to have someone like that around is also something the Doctor might have done by design. Maybe he can hear a bit more about River Song from him, right? A few more stories about River Song. But yeah, him potentially being lonely, yeah, it checks out. But the thing I do like about Nardole here is that, again, he's not as thick as he was in the last Christmas special. So you see this element of him being really quite blunt. He doesn't feel the need to sugarcoat things because ultimately I don't think he's capable of doing that anyways. This is his character. This is how this person is. And he's not completely even human anymore, is he? Right? But yeah, the thing I liked here is that he does challenge the Doctor into kind of facing these really complicated feelings that he usually tends to ignore and put to the side. And the thing is, he already kind of seems to have this solid grasp on the Doctor as a person. He has a solid read on him. So yeah, maybe he is going to end up being a solid companion. Listen, I asked for it. I said I wanted perhaps a male companion next. So, that could be the case here. Again, I don't know if there is going to be another full-on companion coming in Series 10. I'm guessing there might be, because honestly, I don't know if this pairing is going to be, engaging enough for an entire series. So yeah, I could see a possibility of another companion coming on as well, and then making a trio. That could be cool. So of course, there's a few things to like about this companion, this potential companion, long-term companion perhaps, at least for Capaldi, I suppose, and that is the end of this series, upcoming series, right? That's it. I've got just one more series of Peter Capaldi. But also, as you saw, I'm not completely sold on this character just yet. Maybe I'm just not taking to the actor portraying this character, Matt Lucas. I don't know. But yeah, going back to the character dynamic between the Doctor and Grant, yeah, that I really enjoyed. The extended cold open at that, right? And it immediately leans into the paneling of a comic book. I mean, it's actual shots that are comic books, right? In the opening, right? Panels from a comic book. And of course, it kind of leans into that approach a little bit later on, right? The different panels coming in, or, using panels as a framing device a little bit later on. But yeah, I love seeing the Doctor in that capacity. He really felt like a mentor figure to Grant, to young Grant, an uncle perhaps, a grandpa even, maybe a grandpa. But again, he's not just your usual grandpa, is he? No, not at all. But really, really wholesome moments earlier on. And, speaking of that contraption up top on the roof, he spoke of something like a localized disruption that he himself might have had a hand in, right? That he might have caused. So then, of course, you immediately start thinking about all of the other times he's been here to New York. And as far as disruptions go, yeah, you immediately think of, Amy and Rory as well. So I'm not sure if there's anything there at all, right? If he's maybe finally fixing that issue. And then, of course, I enjoyed older Grant and the Doctor as well. Capaldi and Justin, they made a great team, I think. You see at the end there that Grant, older Grant, really has a lot of respect for the Doctor, right? Sitting at that table beside his Lois Lane, essentially, Lucy in this one. And of course, speaking of the Doctor, Peter Capaldi, he gives his usual diligent performance, right? Strikes a great balance between the comedic side and then the much more emotional side right at the end there. I think you see once again he gets a little bit teary-eyed, right? Speaking about endings, things end, and that's all right, right? This actually, I think I'll give it a lot of credit here. Again, like I said, in the final moments, it really comes alive, I think. And it becomes quite an important moment, actually. It's not, listen, I know for a lot of you, this might actually be a great episode that you might have a lot of attachment to. Again, that's one of the great things about this show, right? Everyone can have an episode or a few episodes that most people might not even care for or might not even like, but you might have an attachment to for so many different reasons, right? I've got episodes like that for sure. But yeah, I do think that the final few moments actually do end up making this episode quite important, or at least a part of it quite important to the Doctor's character progression. I mean, it actually functions as quite a wrap up to both, his goodbyes to Clara and River Song. And another central focus of this episode is this concept or notion of people sometimes not being able to see what's right in front of their faces. And they don't necessarily appreciate it until it's almost gone for good, right? So yeah, there's some moments, some themes that do resonate, but as a whole, I'll have to say, it's not the most engaging. The plot of this episode, it's really quite uninteresting, actually. Like I said, it's a bit of a slog for the most part, and it's an hour long as well, right? But there's enough there, enough fun moments, a lot of wholesome moments, a lot of fantastic character dynamic moments that I still had some enjoyable moments. But yeah, on to the next, New Beginnings, on to Series 10. So let's see how it all plays out in the final series for Peter Capaldi. I'm excited. I'm really quite excited. Bittersweet, of course. But again, I've got a solid 12 or so episodes ahead of me. So I'm excited about that. So if you enjoyed that, consider dropping a like, consider dropping some comments, give me your thoughts. If you are interested in early access or perhaps even timer-based full length, consider checking out the Patreon page and potentially supporting the channel. The links are in the description and the pinned comment. Also links to social media. Right then, thank you so much for joining me, folks, and thank you for your time, because time is special. It really is. And I do hope to see you again soon for episode 1 of Series 10. Until then, take it easy.